Hello everyone, welcome to the Love and Lipstick channel. Hope you're all doing well. So this video is based on a book that I've been reading, that I've read quite a few times, called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, which is quite a really interesting book that I like to always go back to remind myself of like the things that it says in it. It was an interesting book to come across. I think I probably came across this book over 8 years ago now, so this is like ages and ages ago. But it talks about the 5 love languages that individuals might have, and it generally relates, the book generally relates to like a marriage or like a long-term relationship. I think primarily like a marriage, but I think you can also relate it to like friendships as well, in terms of thinking about the love languages that your friends have or family members as well. So the 5 languages, the 5 love languages should I say, that are listed in this book. I think the first one, I just want to make sure I get everything in order. So the first one is words of affirmation. The second one is quality time. Third one is receiving gifts. Fourth is acts of service, and fifth is physical touch. So words of affirmation, some people need to be reminded of what they mean to their partners. For instance, you know, I love you, or I love you so much, either during the day, or that it doesn't have to be daily, but some people really thrive of being reminded that their partner affirms who they are in their relationship and also affirms them as a person. So sometimes even things like to say, you're such an amazing mother, or you're such an amazing wife, or I love the way that you cook, or I love the way that you are always so organised, or that people feel like they can come to you when they're upset. Those sorts of things, a person who's thrives from words of affirmation would really benefit from their partner doing that. For instance, if you're a quality time person, you need your partner to be around you. You probably won't be that thrilled of having like a long distance relationship where you see your partner sparingly, or you might struggle when you're in that type of relationship initially, because you love the quality time aspect. You love spending time together and doing things with one another. And receiving gifts, I think, is quite self-explanatory. Some people want their partners to be able to show how they feel towards them through gift giving. I think gift giving is such a beautiful aspect to show your appreciation to someone, but sometimes it just depends on the way the gift buying process takes place. If there's like a thought and then thoughts towards the gift that your gift is being received, I think a person who thrives from gift giving will feel even more loved by their partner when this takes place. So it's very important to know that if your partner definitely thrives from gift giving, knowing exactly what type of gifts they like to receive and those sorts of things would really help in reaffirming that love to your partner, I would say. Acts of service, so that's a really interesting one. So doing things for your partner to show them that you love them, for whether it be helping them fix something or cook or that sort of thing. I think it's always very useful. Remind your partner how you feel about them through the acts of giving gifts. That's always so useful. And the last but not least one is physical touch. So that could be in form of like a hug, it could be like sex, it could be a variety of different ways that the person in the relationship likes to receive love. So just knowing if your partner's love language is physical touch, then knowing that you might have to delve into holding them, hugging them and things like that to show them how you feel about them. And one interesting thing about this book that I found really, really amazing is that we can all have different love languages, and we often interpret the world through the way we see it. For instance, if you're mainly like a physical touch person and a words of affirmation person, you might then generally act like that to your partner, whereas your partner might not necessarily be a physical touch person. So you could be hugging them all the time, 24/7, and saying I love you, but rather because you're not maybe giving them gifts or doing acts of service, they could misconstrue that, or they could be less reaffirmed by the physical touch and the words of affirmation, because that isn't their love language. So that's what I always find really profound about this book, is that it's very important to understand the love languages of your loved ones, so that you can basically translate how you feel in their specific language, because there's no point speaking your language to them when they understand things in another way. So that's something that was really important about this book. So yeah, so I think it's really important to just have a read of this, even if you're not in a relationship. It's important like to understand that in friendships, in families and all of that. So thank you for tuning in again, and all my love.